Today we're going to talk about Pancho Villa in 7th grade social studies. This will be our last class uh, for the week because tomorrow is Holy Thursday. Usually Holy Thursday would be a short day where we wouldn't necessarily have class. Then Good Friday, of course, I won't have any presentation in social studies. Um, Then on Monday, I will also take that day just like we would at school. And so Tuesday will be the next day that we have slide presentations. Before we can talk about Pancho Villa, though, we have to talk about yesterday's presentation. So if you saw CNN 10, what is Pena a part of? What part of your body? Uh, what is suffrage? What is prohibition? And then one thing Governor William P. Hobby did. We got to finish up our progressives, and that's James E. and Miriam Ferguson. So James E. Ferguson was a very popular voters. He was called Paul Ferguson. And what made him so popular was he actually had a radio show. And so this is the beginning where radio personalities become important to people. And so he got elected governor in 1914. When he gets elected, the first thing he tries to do is to get large farms to charge less rent to their tenant farmers. He also opened schools to educate teachers. He opened 4 schools. And he passed a law requiring children to go to school. But there were some professors at the University of Texas that did not like Paul Ferguson. So he withheld funds from the University of Texas, and the Texas legislature impeached him and removed him from office. Well, when the election was held, he couldn't run, but his wife did, and Miriam, who is known as Ma Ferguson, became the first female governor of Texas. Now, her big crusade was against the Ku Klux Klan. She couldn't stand the Ku Klux Klan, and so as a result of that, she passed some laws to try to get rid of them. One of the laws she passed is that you can't wear a mask in Texas. And so Ku Klux Klan members, if they did activities, they had to show their face. Um, she also pardoned a whole lot of prisoners. Well, because she pardoned a lot of prisoners, this made her unpopular with voters. So she didn't get reelected. And Dan Moody, you may recognize the name, Moody Gardens, Dan Moody became governor, and he tried to fix the highway system, but again, the legislature blocked his efforts. So progressivism is running into that conservative element in Texas. Meanwhile, in Mexico, um, they had declared their independence way back when from um, Spain, and they had gone through a lot of different leaders. And so in 1876, Diaz became president. Now, Diaz stayed president until 1911. And what it was he always helped the rich people, people that had the large farms. And many people wanted the poor people to have land. So in 1911, Madero became president. Um, and when Francisco Madero became president, he tried to reform everything. But the landowners weren't having it. So in 1913, Huerta overthrew Madero, and he became, I guess you could say, president or dictator of Mexico for a year. And then he finally resigned. Um, with all this vacuum in leadership, people like Pancho Villa began to gain support. So there's a picture of Pancho Villa on the left. On the right is Zapata. You know, when we went to Mi Tierra, they kind of named their restaurant after Zapata. Okay. Um, there was much fighting along the Texas border as immigrants were trying to flee all these different administrations. And then something was revealed. It was called the San Diego Plan. And this was a plan for Hispanics, African Americans, and Japanese Americans to rise up, take Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and California from the United States. So I always like to tell the story when I talk about Pancho Villa. If you go into um, Lena's, there's a picture of Pancho Villa, very prominent. But if you were to go into Donna Rocky's in Houston, there was a picture of Pancho Villa when he was killed. So it just depends. Different people had different things to say about Pancho Villa. When I did personal histories where people talked about their grandparents or their great grandparents during the age of Villa, there were some people who had some terrible things to say. Like this one man said his grandfather joined Villa so that his family wouldn't be hurt, and he just kind of went along with Villa till he could get away. So it's stuff like that that you hear all these different accounts of Villa. Um, Surely Villa was, although some people looked up to Villa, he had that rough side to him too. Okay, so what Villa did was he organized his own army, and eventually he gets fed up with the United States, and he raids Columbus, New Mexico, which was a big shock because uh, members of the town got killed. And then he also raids a post in Glen Springs, Texas in 1916. So the United States has had enough with Pancho Villa. They send the United States General Pershing, to capture Villa with no success. Okay, and eventually Villa was killed in 1923. He was assassinated. So, like I said, there won't be a class tomorrow, and we hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Easter.